Good afternoon, my beautiful souls and happy peeps. It's Friday. It's sometime in the afternoon. I was here with y'all early this morning, and I knew my mission today was to ward off distractions, and I think I've done a pretty good job of it. I went to work for a few hours, and that was very rewarding. It's very emotional too, but it was okay. I knew when I got home it was time to. Let me tell you, I told you all about those Persa Rasa meditations. Do it in the bathtub. Oh, it was great. And then, of course, I was so relaxed afterwards that I did take a nap. I know I've got things to do, but something came to mind. Today was going to be all about warding off distractions and change, and there is definitely so much change in the air. And speaking of change, I know that for some of you out there, you that know me, that have known me for a long time, yes, I have changed. Um, you know why? Because I'm strong. And strength came to mind. Strength, not just the tarot card, but we represent it with Leo, the lion, and the lion has been popping up all over the place here lately. But I thought this was very interesting because when we think of strength, we don't just think of bodybuilding and weightlifting and all that kind of stuff, or even like strong mentally. I mean, there's some people out there that are very strong mentally, and I am to a certain extent. There are different things that I'm not so strong about, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, and I finally make up my mind, determination sets in, survival mode, and that's what it's all about. Strength, having the courage and the vitality to realize one's goals. Ambition tempered with serenity, a gentle strength. Intelligence and reason united with enthusiasm and energy. Discipline. Discipline is like number one in this. Channeling one's passions in a constructive way. Listening to the inner voice for direction and understanding the consequences of one's actions. Now that's a big one. That's a big one right there. Because every choice has a consequence, right? And when it comes to healing, a lot of people don't want to do that shadow work. They don't want to. They don't want that pain, and it is painful. I know I've mentioned this, and again, to those people that have known me for years, and how much I've changed, it's because I did the work. I did some major work, and it's only taken me, I say only, a year seems like a lifetime, but it's really not. It's really not. Again, survival mode kicked me off into this venture, and I was sick of who I was or how I allowed myself to be. And so I took the bull by the horns. I took control of my own reins to make myself, my wagon, my sled move. I couldn't depend on anybody else to do that for me. And so many people stay in their comfort zones because that's all they know. And they're comfortable with that. But are you really? I mean, take a step back, and it really, generally, it does take you getting out of it to see it. The discipline in getting rid of toxic stuff, whether it be people, places, jobs, habits. I watched my dad die of lung cancer, and I was the only child that ever smoked cigarettes, and I smoked for a long time. I think I started smoking when I was 16. Yeah, because it was cool, right? I was literally by his side. And I thought to myself, well, what the hell am I doing? And he died November 2011. I quit smoking February 2012. I mean, the hardest part for me was sitting on the back patio in the morning with my coffee, or drinking, beer or whatever. But I was just determined to do that, and my partner smoked at the time, and it's like, how are you doing that with him smoking too? it has nothing to do with him. It's all about me, and that's where the changes come in. We're so afraid of stepping into other people's boundaries or hurting other people, or maybe even just wanting to neglect what you got going on with that person. I hope I'm making sense. I know what I'm trying to say. But again, our little habit of sitting on the patio in the morning drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, it wasn't interrupted. I just was no longer smoking cigarettes. It changed the dynamics a little bit for me. But in the long run, I was pleased with my results. I don't miss it at all. I'm very, very grateful. I don't judge anybody that does, because I know when it comes to trying to overcome habits or whatever, that's an individual journey. Weight loss is another one, and I struggled with that all my life. I mean, I'm doing pretty good now. It's amazing, because it is true. The older you get, the harder it is, and that's why I encourage younger folks to take good care of yourself when it's easy. And I know it's not easy, but it only gets harder. It really, this is so true. Everything in life truly, truly is mind over matter. I just decided that I was going to make life mine. And yes, getting a divorce, I was on my own. I didn't have to really worry about the feelings of somebody else. I had blinders on. I was determined. This is what I'm going to do. I've always loved the spiritual world, and I've always felt myself different. I didn't really understand what was happening. There's still a lot of things I don't understand. I just know how it feels and what I need to do and how it's working. There's some big things that I'm still working on. And like I said this morning, you're never too old to learn. But you've got to have the discipline. And the other D word is denial. You can't hang on to that either. So that's what it takes to be strong in my eyes. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to be able to be a little stronger physically, but I think if you are strong spiritually and mentally, that'll carry you a long ways, because our bodies do start falling apart, but our minds and our souls live on forever. They do. Unless, of course, and I hate to bring this up, but even people with dementia, I see that too on a daily basis. They've got it in them. They just have a harder time expressing themselves. So that's the truth to that. But you got to put in the hard work, guys. You have to admit your faults. That's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to be wrong, or they've never truly known what it was to be themselves in the beginning. They've always had the mask or a closet full of them. And just put whatever one you want on to fit the situation that you're going to be in. Being your authentic self, exposing yourself. It's kind of like in the Game of Thrones. What was her name when she had to walk naked through the entire village? Oh my God, what vulnerability, right? Hey, you'll never forget it. And that's the start. That's the kickstart of taking your own reins for your life. And if people fall to the wayside, well, they were there for a lesson. They were there for memories. They were there to help you along that part of your journey, because the journey never ends. It just takes new roads and avenues and streets and detours and all that. So believe in yourself. Be strong. You got this.